Hey YouTube, this is going to be a quick update of the Genesis G500 road bicycle. Finally got to take this out on the road and put about 12 miles on it and just kind of ran it through its paces just to see how it would hold up. And starting off with, actually it's a very nice little bike. The first thing I did was I adjusted all of the gears and shifters and derailleurs and everything. Looking back here, you've got a couple little screws. Let's see if I can get this camera to focus. There we go. These two right here are the important ones, and that just adjusts this sprocket backwards and forwards. So it's the fine-tuning on how this shifts. The next thing is, of course, this guy here will adjust some small things as well. But that's the back derailleur. The front derailleur, you've got two right here, which are your two stops on how far it goes this way and how far it goes this way. And one thing I had to do was actually loosen the bolt right here and lift this up because there wasn't enough tension on the cable there. Most bikes will come with a little adjustment nut back here that you can just twist and put more tension or less tension on this cable. Well, the front derailleur doesn't have that. So all I had to do was just raise this up a little bit, which wasn't a big deal. That puts more tension on it here. And then I was able to adjust the stops forward and backwards. Shifts very, very well and actually shifts pretty quickly. The front derailleur, which one thing I didn't mention in I think the first video I may have or not, but you've got 3 sets of chain rings here, so you have a lot of options for switching gears. Most of the time I actually stayed in the middle. I found it worked pretty well. Moving up to the top, you've got your brakes and your shifters up here, and of course I had to adjust the pitch of the handlebars because they were tipped way too far down, at least for me at that particular time. This is a terrible wrap job. I don't know if the people at the store put this together or what, but it's done very poorly. There's quite a few cuts if you look underneath here in this, so I'm going to completely rewrap it, and it's going to give it a lot nicer and cleaner look than it does now. The other thing that I had to adjust was the brakes, and the brakes are pretty cheap. They do work, they do stop you, just don't plan on stopping on a dime. This is your lever to open your brakes up so you can pull your front wheel off. But what I did is this set screw, you can twist this, and this will put more tension on the bike, and that'll set the width of how far your brakes are away from your wheel when you're adjusting it. And the pads are fairly cheap too, and I'll probably end up switching those out once I wear them a little bit more. I'll probably wear them out pretty quick. But overall, I was actually pretty impressed on how well it shifted, how smoothly, and the large variety of gears that it has, especially for a bike that ran right at $400. This was $399 plus tax, so it actually came out to right at $413. So if you're in the market for a beginner road bike, this is a great beginner road bike. It weighs right at 24 pounds. And if you threw a couple lighter things on it, I'm sure these tires are pretty cheap too, so if you threw some more expensive tires on it, you can get the weight down substantially. You know, threw a lighter stem on it up here, even some lighter handlebars, and those are pretty inexpensive upgrades. Upgrading the wheels would be huge. Granted, wheels are going to be more expensive, and it just depends on what your budget is. The seat on this actually is a very comfortable seat. It's got a lot of padding, and I didn't feel like I was uncomfortable or had to readjust a lot. Granted, I only rode about 11 miles, but I felt like the seat, I would leave it alone. But anyways, yep, I was impressed. Of course, you've got standard road pedals with it, so definitely get yourself some clip-in shoes or at least some baskets, because these things are really cheap, and when you slide off, these do a nice job of taking skin out of your legs. So, yes, Genesis G500 road bicycle sold at Walmart. Check it out.